G'day guys, welcome back to Stat Chat Sports. Today's video is week one of the Premier League season for 2022-23. We're reviewing the week one. I'm excited for this. Tazza, we've got a new format for this season. We're following the formats that we do on the AFL podcasts. If you're not familiar with those, we'll have three segments. Well, actually, sorry, five segments every week. Three covering the reviews from the previous week, that being the hit, a miss, and a hold fire. The hit being a team that really hit the mark and impressed us this weekend. The miss being, well, obviously the opposite, team that let us down, and hold fire, a team that what we saw, maybe we can rest judgment on that particular team for future weeks. So we'll jump straight into it. I'll kick us off with the hit here today, and we're going with Brighton. Brighton as the hit today. I think well and truly deserved for them. It's a first ever win for Brighton at Old Trafford. Just straight out stat off the rip. I'm a bit surprised by that. I thought maybe they would have had one back in the yesteryears, but never a win at Old Trafford. This is their first, and it's also the first. I think that now means Graham Potter, as a manager, has beaten most of the top six sides away from home. I don't think City's in that mix. Don't quote me on it exactly, but an impressive performance from Brighton to kick off their season.
Yeah, I mean, we probably looked at Brighton and thought they may have been a bit of a slider this season. I mean, we're only looking one game into it, but to get a win at Old Trafford, it's great. I mean, Brighton might not have the hangover that we thought they might have with the departure of Basuma. Pascal Gross on the double. He was very lively up front, and they're full of energy. Brighton. I just feel United. I mean, they're obviously a work in progress, and any preseason hope is probably going to be tempered by the fact that they are a work in progress. But Brighton took full advantage, and full credit to them. They were really good.
Yeah, you mentioned no Basuma there as well, but also no Cucurella in the side, who's been topic of much debate in terms of where he's going to end up, and he's ended up going to Chelsea. So that's two key players for them that they've now lost. So yeah, an important result for them, and in terms of the game, they were heavily outpossessed in the game, only a 37% possession in the side, but they still managed only two less shots than United and only one off target. So they still threatened when they had possession of the ball, and they ended up taking their chances, as you mentioned, a double for Pascal Gross. So it's a perfect start for them. Not the start, obviously, United would have wanted, but we'll get there. But perfect start for Brighton. This is exactly the win, the way they would have wanted to start the season. And if they can continue the heights that they started on last season, but maybe a little bit more consistency, we'll see them challenging for that top half of the table this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Graham he's really turned Brighton into quite a plucky side. They don't need to dominate the ball. They take the chances when they can, and they've proved it here. And great 3 points.
Taz, I'm going to hand to you for the miss. Out of the sides that played, who really missed the mark on week one?
Look, it would be easy for us to go to the other side of that fixture and go to United, but we won't do that. I mean, like we just said, they're a work in progress, and I think that's the low hanging fruit. We're not going to go there, not yet. We're going to go to Aston Villa, 2-0. I went down 2-0 to Bournemouth. Aston Villa. I mean, everyone just can see Steven Gerrard is building something there, and to me, it was a very deflating performance for them. I didn't watch every single minute of that game, but it just felt that they lacked that final ball for me. They really just wanted to hit for everything from outside the box. Any good chance that arose from them seemed like anything that fizzed past the goal was from outside the box. There was just like that final couple of passes. And I mean, against an opponent like Bournemouth, you got to be doing more.
Yeah, we're not expecting huge things out of Bournemouth this season, which we had them finishing in that relegation zone for in our pre-season prediction videos. But yeah, look, a bit of sloppy defending, I think, out of Villa as well. That first goal was, a bit comical, really. There was a few
Mm.
waiting on the edge of the box or just on the inside of the box for Bournemouth that could have hit that, and in the end, I think it was Jefferson Lerma that put it away.
Yeah,
So
it was Lerma. Yep.
yeah, so yeah, I think that's a big loss for Villa. Obviously, it's week one. It's very early days. But given the preseason under Gerrard, the signings that they've made, I think this was a fixture that they would have expected to maybe get a result out of, and the fact that they
Mm.
didn't put some on the back foot straight away.
Yeah, 100% on the back foot is not where Stevie G and the villains would have wanted to be. And the second goal for me as well. I mean, I think it was more. I think it was, yeah, with the header, just relatively unmarked. It was hardly challenged and was able to put it in the far side of the goal. Just far too easy again for Bournemouth there. And I mean that the cross wasn't exactly fizzed in from close. It was quite a deep cross from memory. And I mean, you just got to be doing better. Uh, yeah, they're really going to have to. Like I said, this is week one. Some strange results can pop up. You got plenty of time to turn it around. It's just you got to be on top of those things pretty quick. And it's like,
Yeah, we'll expect them to pick it up a little bit because they had the fair share of the game. The stats would say they had probably the line share of that game. They just didn't
yeah,
didn't put it where it counts. So we'll expect Villa to bounce back. The hold fire this week, Tazza. We've mentioned them already. We're gonna go Man United as a hold fire. Just based off of everything we might have already said, but we'll dive a little bit deeper into it. It's always tough for a new manager in his first game in the Premier League. I think it's fair to say, and I think really that's probably the only reason why this really saves United from being the miss this week. Is the fact that it is game one for Ten Hag in the Premier League, and obviously he's had a bit of a reality check, given their movements in the window and their performances in pre-season. We probably expected them to win this game, and I'm sure United fans would have expected the same, but not happened. As it turns out, Ten Hag, first Manchester United manager to lose first game in charge since Van Gaal, and we all know how that ended with him. It's a record. It's not really a record, but it's a stat, I suppose, that Ten Hag would not want on under his belt.
yeah, absolutely. His compatriot in Van Gaal is it's not a record you want at all. I think probably in the preseason, United have faced teams that are willing to obviously open themselves up a bit, try new things, and maybe it was a bit of a false hope where I mean, the Liverpool game, for example, Liverpool trying a few new things, open themselves up, and a United team was far better on the day. Yeah, the false hope with United, I think, is just that they've been allowed to go through and play teams that want to open themselves up, try new things, and therefore aren't as plucky as like we spoke about Brighton, a very plucky team and a lot of the teams in the bottom half of the Premier League will want to sit back and take their chances. And I don't think Ten Hag quite has it together yet, nor should he. He's had a pre-season to really get this team together, and bring in the personnel he wants to play the way he wants. You can't expect someone to hit the ground running straight away, especially with the way he wants to play. It's a little bit, it's probably, I would say, different. It's not your standard style of play. It's a very unique. set of tactics. So look, it's a whole fire. We need to see more. It's a small sample size. We haven't seen a Ten Hag United against a team like this, so they'll work on breaking teams down. And I mean, it's something that Liverpool have struggled with under Klopp, to break teams down, plucky teams. So, and he didn't solve that overnight. So, I think Ten Hag deserves a bit more time.
Yeah, well, that's going to do us for the hit, miss, and the hold fire. Our review for week 1 of the Premier League season. So, if you're fans of any of the 3 teams we've spoken about, let us know. If you agree, disagree with anything we've mentioned on the podcast today. Stay tuned. Later on in the week, we'll cover a couple of things on the upcoming week 2 of the Premier League season. So, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, keep up to date with all the videos that we're posting. And without further ado, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you later on in the week.